Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Week 7, we're approaching the end here, but still a few more assignments to go, so let's get to it. For the discussion this week, it's going to be based on the article, The Business of Business. So if you just bear with me here just a little bit, we're going to continue on. Just kind of an overview of what we're going to talk about in the article today, or in the report today. Article ideas that I've read during the required reading, a Bible passage, actually a couple Bible passages, just kind of a view on moral character, and then close it out with the references that I used for the course. So we'll start with the article ideas. The two I selected, and so this is just a little brief intro into them. So I'll read the first one here. The role of the professional is really a moral role in society, and is not just one of technical expertise in the marketplace of untrammeled competition. So basically, I think this is saying that, and I imagine we've all kind of experienced somebody in the past or even the present. You may be working with them right now that are, they're very knowledgeable at their job. They know exactly what they're doing. There's no problem performing the task. But I think as an overall professional, they're lacking, right? Whether it's people skills, whether it's just management in general. Depending on their position, what exactly they're doing. So it's one thing to know. I've and I hate to say it this way. I've known people before that like were great test takers. They're just brilliant people, but they struggle with daily interactions with other people. So, and I think that comes into the professional where like when you're talking about people interactions and is how they carry themselves. That comes a lot into what this little blurb right here says. So, and for the next one, the responsibility of the merchant for the well-being of those in his employ. So, I think this one kind of speaks for itself, but obviously we'll speak to it. When you think about um, just like with any manager, any supervisor, employer, we have to take care of our people, right? Happy people are happy workers. So to be able to take the changes that go on within an organization and the changes that happen within the personnel of an organization, whether it's a positive or a negative, this is important for us to be able to manage. And I think that right there is quite an important idea for when we talk about developing people and as especially as managers ourselves, and we need to look out for that. Not every person is the same, not every response is going to be the same, so we need to approach it uh, as needed. So for Bible verse, and you'll see down there at the bottom, I kind of tagged that one with the role of the professional. So Jesus replied, and this is Luke 11:46. Jesus replied, "And you experts in the law, woe to you, because you load people down with burdens they can hardly carry, and you yourselves will not lift one finger to help them." So Jesus talks about here what I think about is, and we'll get into character later, the moral characters. It's more than just being knowledgeable about what uh, the subject is, right? You need to be taking care of people and taking care of this. It's one thing to point the finger and say, "Hey, you're doing that wrong," and then you walk away and just leave them to just fend for themselves. I've had issues in the past with quality assurance inspectors where, hey, they're quick to point the finger on people doing things wrong, but their job is to educate as well. If they have this, if they have the answers, if they have the knowledge to do it correctly, then it's important for them to share that with all those around. So for Jesus here, he talks about do more than just tell people they're doing wrong. It's like help those people to get through whatever difficulties or unknowns they are dealing with. Next, in Ezekiel 34:3, excuse me, you eat the curds, clothe yourselves with the wool, and slaughter the choice animals. but do you take care of the flock? So obviously this is, and you see it, like I said, at the bottom there, you see the responsibility of the merchant is the well-being of who is employed. And I think this goes back, you know what? For your business, for your flock, for your workers, are you taking care of these people? Um, if not, how is your organization suffering by not being the manager, the supervisor that not only the people need, but the organization needs to prosper and be efficient. So it's easy to reap the benefits of work without, with it's easy for some people. They just tend to forget about the people's well-being, and I think that's important. So getting down to moral character, just some kind of key points when we think about when I think about moral character, honesty, truthfulness, loyalty, reliability, trustworthiness, um, fairness, respect, compassion. These are all key, buzzwords, whatever you want to call them, but they're important to good moral character. So, and this goes back to my ideas, taking care of people, having that good respect for people, the compassion for people, um, and giving those individuals what they need to be successful. And I think that if they're successful, they're also going to be successful in your organization. Just a couple of references. So the actual article itself, The Business of Business by Willard. You see the address there, and then pulled the verses from the Bible Gateway. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. If not, have a great rest of your week and a great weekend, and God bless.